With several political issues becoming a possible thorn in relations between the EU and Israel, some members of the European Parliament have called for a suspension of the EU-Israeli Association Agreement. But critics say the split may destroy a strong alliance in the region. JN1 spoke to various MEPs to get their views.
I think that the European Parliament is much too critical on Israel. I mean, amongst friends, Israelis, Europeans, we can discuss everything about settlements, about whatever policies. But there should be one thing quite clear. We support Israel as a Jewish state, a democratic Jewish state in the Middle East. Israel is our partner. Israel will stay. And all the neighbors have to accept Israel is an integral part of the Middle East, a democracy, and Europe and the United States will never collide against Israel.
The European Union doesn't quite understand where Israel fits in the strategic side of the world and how important it is as a country, and why the democracy which Israel has causes Israel it's a bit of a burden for Israel at times, but it is nevertheless democracy, and it should be recognized by the European Union as being democracy in an area of the world, a zone of the world where I'm afraid democracy is rather deficient.
I think everybody is now counting on the Kerry initiative and waiting to see what is going to come out. The EU is trying to support it as much as as we can. I think we should really put our weight behind that initiative and hope we will get back to talks. That is really, I think, the main consideration now. Otherwise, we of course observe with interest the internal changes, which are, I think, quite important. The drafting of the new law on who will be required to go to the army, etc. So there are a lot of changes internally, which we rather observe as an external outsider without taking one side or the other. And in the meantime, hoping for the talks and continuing, of course, to criticize, as we have done in the past, the settlement projects which go on. As we believe that they actually undermine a possible solution to the conflict.
With the Syrian crisis still developing and a peace plan between Israel and its Palestinian neighbor still in the making, Jerusalem's relationship with Brussels is yet to be put to a real test. Sandra Gottman for JN1 in Strasbourg.